What is up guys, Axel here, and I'm bringing you a tutorial on Naruto Mobile, the Chinese game that is really cool, but at the same time, if you want to get anywhere, you should probably spend thousands of dollars on it. I'm going to cut this into two videos, one for the outside, so like the random buttons on the outside of the screen, and then we'll worry about all the stuff on the inside. Let's just hop right into it, starting from the top left. We'll go left to right. So the top left is your character. When you touch it, it just shows you simple stuff like your ID, your organization, and then it just gives you basic information about what you do and don't have, and that's about that pretty much. The button below that is the settings button. You can just mess around with it, turn certain volumes off, turn on certain settings, that wonderful stuff. Nothing too important in there that you need to really mess with. Below that, there's the two little blue dudes. This is how you get your ramen. So this is like friends that you have. I think it's just all friends combined, I'm pretty sure. But the second one's the one you want to worry about. And this is where you get your ramen. Oops, I just messed that up. If you click on the blue thing, you get +5 ramen, and you can do it up to 10 times a day. The one below that is if you have up to 80 friends, you can get all this extra gold. And the bottom one, I have no idea. You don't need to worry about it. Below that is the mailbox. Usually you get something daily, like something small, like a little thing or whatever. If you do organization events, then you need to come to this to get your mail, your rewards, basically. Below that is a house button that takes you to a link that I would not worry about unless you know Chinese. And then the two little microphone buttons are just so you can talk and all that good stuff. And the little black box below it is just so you can chat to your server or your organization. Moving on down to the headband over here, this just shows you what characters you do and don't have. It just goes through that way. And the only thing you really need to know is if you want to pick a certain character to be on the front of the screen, you touch the very far bottom right button, and then it picks that character as the one you want it to be. The only other thing you might need to know in here is right beside the very far bottom right button is a scroll, and this is what you use to build this up. It doesn't help a lot, but it helps a little, and that's all that really matters, I guess. You can also, let's see, I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, the arena buttons, the little log right here with a red and blue arrow right below the character picture. So if you want to go to the arena with that character, and that's about it for that. Next is the guy with like the chakra points on him. It's pretty straightforward. You just use this to level up your skills from the story mission or whatever. If you do that, then your combat power will go up, which, in case you don't know, if you look to the top left, is the number the really big number, pretty much the 4.8 million. Next is this scroll with the kunai and the shuriken. We'll just go through each one really fast. The very far left one takes you to your, like, the very first gears you get, which you start off with, like, from the start. You just use your ramen to level these up, and that is about it. There's nothing to it. It doesn't really matter which one you level up, you can just level up whichever one. Next is the three, I can't think of what they're called at the moment, but it'll take you to this screen, and literally you can just level up these gears that you have, and it'll increase your combat power a little bit. Not by a lot, but by a little. In the middle is the amulet. This is where you level up your amulets, and this is where you get most of your combat power, is from this. You want to make sure these are really high, because if it's not, then your combat powers will be really low. To the right of that is a fan, is what I like to call it. This is a good way to level up your combat power over time. So literally what you do is use these blue stones on the left side, top left side, and yeah, you just level these up and it gives you combat power. The circle around it, yeah, right here, the circle around them, these little stones you can use to level up, like, just more combat power, basically. This is a more slow way, but it is effective over time. Next is the headband with the sword. This is your new gears that you get. I believe it's at level 90. I'm not too sure about that, honestly. Yeah, I think it's level 90. It's the same concept as the amulets. You just click on it. You can change the stats if you want to. And to upgrade them, you go to the very far right one where the helmet and the sword beside the headband and the sword. You just click on it and it tells you the percentage below. Like you'll see the white paper with the pink stuff on it. It says 2250. Below it tells you the percentage you have. And if you use the thing on the bottom right where you use the level 1 papers, it says I have 9 of 43. If you have enough papers, it'll automatically level it up without failing. And that is all of that right there. Next is the little froggy boy, one frog boy. It's just where you level up your animals. You need animal currency, which is the green stuff. We will get into that on the next video, but it costs money. The currency in game, not IRL money, but currency in game and the animal currency to level these up. The scroll is where you can select one skill, like for story mode or for PvP or whatever. You want to get these high up. Sadly, I am not there. I don't do the correct missions to get these up that high. But each one does something different. Just play around with them. There's a lot of good ones, but there's also some ones. So I would just mess around and see how that goes. On the very bottom far right, we have this scroll right here. This is the story mode. This is where you just progress further in the story. You want to get 3 of each level. I need to actually finish that. I didn't do that. But literally, it gives you good rewards every time you get to a certain level. So at 12, you get 1.5 million coins. At 24, you get 15 of the basic scrolls. Those aren't anything special, but the 33 is what you want. It doesn't give you 900 gold per each one, but where I'm at gives 900 gold. But yeah, if you go further down, they all give you the same reward pretty much. If you look at the top left, on this screen you have 2 things initially. So it'll be this page right here and the purple one. And you can battle these characters to get their character pieces. The first time is guaranteed. The second and going forward is not guaranteed. But typically, if you do it 3 times, you'll typically at least get 1. So you can farm character pieces. And later on in the game, you will eventually unlock this one, and it's basically just a story mode, just on a more hard difficulty. You need high CP to do it. Going up from above that is the battle pass. It isn't here all the time, but basically you can just spend IRL money to get it. You do need like a Chinese card or something like that. You need someone to help you out get this, and yeah. The S ranks are okay. They're not the best, but it is an S rank, so take it as you will. Above that is the little box. This will basically tell you your missions you have. If you don't understand the mission because you can't read it, you just click on the button right here and it'll give you the general idea of what you have to do. You always want to try to get 100 because 100 gives you 30 gold, 80 gives you 20, and 40 gives you 10. So that's already like 60 gold. If you do PvP, that's like another 30. You know, you can make easily like 100, 150 gold a day if you just like do everything. Above that is the shop. You can buy character pieces here and other necessities. If you touch that specific one that I just touched, if you look on the far left, I went from here to here. This is where you can buy other characters. Not many of these characters are great, but if you want something for like PvP or whatever, you can get away with a couple of these characters. The very bottom one is where you can buy more stuff. Just random stuff. You can click on the box to see what it has in it. And yeah. So above that is there's this character list. This is where you summon. So if you have a lot of scrolls or whatever, and you want to summon a character, you can just click on the character itself to show you what characters you can get and what other rewards you can get. So that's why I don't really do this one a lot, because yeah, like this one doesn't really give you anything. So maybe if they change it and add like a character I don't have, then I'll use it, but until then I'm just saving them up. The middle one is ones that cost gold, a good chunk of gold. S ranks are pretty hard to get. You need at least like at a minimum 200 scrolls, and that's being very polite. You probably need more, up to 300 to 500. Honestly, with bad luck. If you try to summon for an S rank, you will probably get both A ranks most likely, if not at least one. And yeah, the rest, comes as it is. You can get a free one of these every 2 days. The third one is the VIP shop. This is for V7 and up, which costs probably a couple hundred American dollars. All you have to do is spend it, and then you have to buy the scrolls too with gold in game. These scrolls are pretty expensive. I believe they're $240 each. I could be wrong on that though. Next is the top right with the bag. This just has your events. I'll go through them really quickly. This is your ramen. So at these time periods, you can get ramen, which is 50 ramen. That's just an event that goes by, another event that goes by, another event that goes by. This is another event that goes by. They change the events all the time, so a lot of these are irrelevant. But here's another one that you need. This is the one where you log in daily and you get whatever reward comes the next day, basically. Every other month it scrolls instead of characters, which is really good if you're trying to save up for an S rank. And if you are VIP, then you can get double the reward, is what this is saying. So tomorrow I'll get 2 of that character piece. This is another event. And here is the last one that's always here. This is just if you spend money in game, you can get this daily. It lasts for up to a month. And that looks like that's about it for this page. So the only thing we have left is the top 3 things, which is pretty obvious. There's gold, tells you how much gold you have, how much money you have, and how much ramen you have. And that's pretty much about it. It's pretty straightforward, and we will see you on the next video to finish this off. Peace out.